everyone. My name is Maria del Carmen Longinos Martinez. I present to you my teacher intervention project. That is my lesson plan I have been working on at the secondary school. The plan was based on the school diagnostic as well as suggestions from the principal of the secondary school and the mentor teacher regarding the academic modality with which they were working. The institution where I put my intervention project into practice es Escuela Secundaria Oficial número 0062, Licenciado Benito Juárez, located in Barrio Primero, Municipality of San Bartolo, Morelos. The principal of the secondary school is Professor María de la Luz Escobar Monroy, and my mentor teacher was Professor Flavia Servín Retana. Also, my training grades and groups were the third, A, B, and C. The intervention project is an activity book that they had to work on at home because of the pandemic. The suggestion to work with this activity book and in Spanish was proposed by the mentor teacher since the students don't have a good level of English.
This is my lesson plan, where the first box shows the school information as well as aspects of the social practice of language and learning outcome. There are resources or materials that can be taken, activities to be delivered, feedback, delivery dates, interaction, and evaluation. Plan de intervención en el aula or classroom intervention plan. My strategy in this plan is cuadernillo interactivo para mejorar el aprendizaje. En esta es una herramienta que permite trabajar en diferentes actividades, lo que favorece el aprendizaje de los estudiantes de acuerdo a los temas establecidos en el plan 2018. Para ello es fundamental trabajar de manera colaborativa con estudiantes, padres y profesores. Las actividades que allí se marcan son interesantes, sencillas y claras, y además están enfocadas al aprendizaje significativo y a su vez con los audios de voz que grabarán podrían mejorar su pronunciación del idioma. In English, Interactive Activity Book for Learning Improvement. This is a tool that allows you to work on different activities which favors the learning of students according to the topics established in the 2018 plan. For this, it is essential to work collaboratively with the students, parents, and teachers. The activities that are marked there are interesting, simple, and clear, and they are also focused on meaningful learning. And in turn, with the voice audios that they will record, they could improve their pronunciation or language. Classroom expectations and rules. The students will be able to generate autonomy, improve student learning and increase their knowledge. Parents are able to show interest in the activities that their children will do. Delivery, time and form of the activity book. When they send the activity book, they must write the name of the activity, adding their personal name. Teaching behavior, activity 1, characters, adjectives and definitions. Activity 2, phrases and audio. Activity 3, adverbs and skills. Activity 4, product, description and audio. Classroom procedures. Attendance according to the sending of activities. The attendance will be not. Participations according to the sending of activities. Topic presentation. Explanation of the social practice and the activities to be carried out. Assessment record. Attendance list to create the grade record. Reward systems. Extra grade. Tenths. The first 5 students to submit their activity will be awarded 5 tenths or give them a prize. Responding to problem behavior. Internet problems. Due to that context, many don't have access to an internet network. Cameras. Students don't turn on cameras out of shame. Participations. Students don't participate for fear of being wrong. Homeworks. Students aren't regularized with homework and there is no way to send them to the teacher. In the purple box, there is a brief presentation of myself as a trainee teacher, as well as the characteristics to send the activities. These are the activities I carry out with the students. Activity 1, characters, adjectives and definitions. In this activity, the students watched 2 videos and made a list of the activities, adjectives they heard, then wrote 2 definitions in their notebook and answered worksheet number 1. Activity 2, phrases and audio. They should translate the sentences and send an audio reading them in English. Activity 3, adverbs and skills. Here you could answer worksheet 2 and look up 5 adverbs of each type mentioned and then look up the stable words in the dictionary or on the internet. Activity 4, product description and audio. Based on 2 readings, they have to choose a fantasy or suspense character where they could make a description of the character using the vocabulary seen previously and send the audio reading the descriptions. These are the readings and example. These are the worksheets and the rubrics to grade the writing or the description of the final product, as well as the rubric to evaluate each of the activities.
On the other hand, there are some aspects to make known. The main element for the development uh, of this teaching intervention project was to know the needs of the students, since many of them don't have enough resources to take distance classes. Besides, one of the challenges I faced was that not all students have access to Wi-Fi or internet for connection virtual classes. So the documents were sent by WhatsApp to WorkPrint or the other option in the notebook, sending evidence by the same means of communication. However, the aspect that work was to give the instructions in Spanish to make it more understandable and to answer the different activities in English. Finally, my intervention project benefited most of the students because it allowed them to work autonomous and perform each activity in a better way. They didn't need the use of Wi-Fi and they didn't spend money on it, only on the writing of the document. That's all. Thank you for your attention, and this was mini teaching intervention project. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? My name is Nadia Gonzalez Sanchez, and I am English teacher. Currently, I am studying at the normal school located in Atlacomulco. For me, it's a pleasure to be here today. I will present to you my intervention project. So let's start.
Well, my intervention project was based on the observations conducted from April 26 to May 7, 2021, which were carried out in the secondary school oficial número 0092, Licenciado Juan Fernández Albarrán. This secondary school is located in the center of San Felipe del Progreso on Iturbide and La Pastella streets. It is a public school found in an urban area, and the learners are teenagers of a range of age from 12 to 15 years old. The institution has 2 shifts, morning and evening. For this reason, 351 students attend this school every day from Monday to Friday with a schedule from 7 a.m. to 1:10 p.m. Those who assist in the morning while the others attend school from 1:10 p.m. to 7 p.m. The principal of the secondary school is Professor Eloy Reyes Flores, and my mentor teacher was Professor Mayra Colin Flores. The first step in developing my teaching intervention project was to conduct a school diagnostic to identify any problem. For this reason, to collect the information, my classmates and I first We carried out a meeting with the principal, assistant principal, teachers, and guidance counselors of each group, during which we were introduced and even we were able to interact and learn more about them and their roles within the school, which provided some elements for the realization of our diagnosis. After this, we used different instruments to collect information. The first instrument was questionnaires, which according to Mathers, Fox, and Hahn, questionnaires are a very common way of collecting helpful and comparable data from a large number of individuals. 2009, page 19. For this reason, we were able to design 4 questionnaires that were applied to 4 members of the school community: students, English teachers, guidance counselors, and the assistant principal, because each question written in the questionnaire considers aspects referred to them. The questions used to carry out this diagnostic research report were focused on qualitative aspects and specific areas. It is the questionnaire applied to the students. In this part, we have an example of the questionnaire for English teachers. And finally, in this part, we have the questionnaire for the principal assistant. The other instrument used was an observation guide to collect data related to different sections of this diagnostic, because it provides us a better understanding of the school context through the indirect observation, as well as much more information about the different duties and characteristics of each of the members that make up the school community. The participants for this study were a total of 162 students from the next grades and groups: second, A, B, and C, and third, C. 2 English teachers and assistant principal and guidance counselors enrolled in this institution. According to the data obtained by questionnaires applied to English teachers, the most arduous skill to develop in the students is speaking in green color, and the easiest skill is listening in blue color. Although the above data differ from those collected in the student questionnaire, since the results of these are different. In this case, the most difficult skill is speaking in blue color, because pronunciation is something very complicated for them because of the different sounds they must produce. The easiest skill is listening in orange color, and writing, since they practice more these skills through some exercises. And based on the above data, I designed my teaching intervention project, which was based on the development of speaking skills, since both sides consider it a somewhat difficult skill to develop, and for this reason I was working on this. After this, from Jan 5th to Jan 25th, 2021, I was practicing in the secondary school oficial número 0092, Licenciado Juan Fernández Albarrán, through online classes, YouTube classes, and WhatsApp instruction due to this lockdown period. Furthermore, during this period, I was working with second graders A and B in the social practice, express complaints about a product, and at the same time, I carried out my teaching intervention project. The title for this intervention project was Using Visual Aids to Improve Speaking Skills. Nowadays, the importance of learning a second language is essential in our days. For this reason, we as a teacher need to improve our way of teaching and at the same time implement different strategies to achieve each of the learning outcomes currently required by secondary school curricula. However, one of the most complex skills for second language learners to develop in our students is speaking, because of several aspects related to the pronunciation of sounds. Therefore, I think that the better way to improve this learning is through the use of visual aids, which are defined by Shalbiraliani et al. As that help to make an issue or lesson clearer or easier to understand and know: pictures, models, charts, maps, videos, slides, real objects, etc. 2015, page 226. And in my opinion, it is true, since visual aids provide a better understanding during the class, since the students are more motivated to participate. Furthermore, we can adapt these materials to improve speaking, since we can use videos to teach vocabulary, and at the same time we can practice our listening skills, and after this repeat the pronunciation of each word as an activity of speaking. Moreover, we can use images or slides to describe them and rely on them in our classes to catch the attention. Each of the above mentioned examples refer to what was said by Sylvia when she says that teaching speaking using audiovisual also provides an opportunity to develop accuracy, fluency, and keep the learners highly motivated. 2011, page 15. For this reason, I believe that these materials can be of great use for myself and my students during these weeks. In addition to this, I decided to design my lesson plan using different materials and activities to support my students in developing this skill. Well, according to this intervention plan, I had to set up the following aspects. They are classroom expectations and rules. The first are classroom rules for online classes. The second are classroom expectations for YouTube. And the third are classroom expectations for WhatsApp. The second aspect is teaching behavior, which is referred to the organization of the class. The third is about classroom procedures, which are referred to the daily classroom routine in the YouTube classes, in online classes, and in the activity book. The fourth is about reward systems, are referred to as reward students. And finally, we have responding to problem behavior. This is my action plan. The name of this is Express Oral Complaints at the Restaurant. The period was on June 15th to June 25th, 2021. The main aim of this is by the end of the lesson, students will be able to make a complaint to express this orally by practicing the speaking skill. The resources were Blackboard, computer, internet connection, attendance list, and the activity book. The assessment methods and criteria were speaking rubric and the activity book. The final product were a video expressing a complaint at the restaurant and an audio expressing a complaint at the restaurant. The learning evidence were activity book, videos, and activities are done by class data. In this section, we can see the activities that I carried out with my students. The first activity was for my students who had an internet connection. For this reason, I organized a meeting with them on the Zoom platform. In this class, we review vocabulary about fast food and drinks vocabulary through a game in Kahoot. And after this, we watch a video about fast food and drinks vocabulary to review pronunciation and at the same time practice it through an audio. The second class was carried out by YouTube. This class was only for those who had internet access and they worked autonomously. The topic in this class was about making complaints, where they had to watch a video and based on it, they had to answer some questions orally. These are the questions. Furthermore, for this activity, I used a speaking cue card. This is my speaking cue card. And as you can see, in the didactic sequence, I included activities focused on the use of audiovisual materials. The same activities were carried out by the students working with WhatsApp, as you can watch, but using the activity book. This is my activity book. The third lesson was focused on the review of phrases that we can use to make a complaint. So I used some slides like the following and practiced the pronunciation of this so that my students could later produce them by themselves. After this, we did other activities, among which the elaboration of a written complaint using the vocabulary review during the class, and then record an audio or video about it. This activity was developed in pairs, individually, and with a family member, depending on the situation. These are some examples. On the other hand, I would like to comment that these were evaluated with the following rubric. In this part are the criteria that were evaluated: pronunciation, fluency and interaction, content, grammar and vocabulary. And in this part are the possible scores they were able to obtain for some of my students' portfolios in which I add the work done in class. In this section, we can watch the homeworks. And this is my YouTube channel where I uploaded each of the classes. What are the most meaningful data that can give an account of what happened in my practice? I consider that among the most meaningful data of my teaching practice are the following. The videos were uploaded to my YouTube channel, since each one of them shows each one of the activities included in the teaching intervention project, whose main purpose was to promote the continuous improvement of one of the most complex skills speaking to develop when acquiring a second language, such as English.
Another of the elements is the ClassDojo platform, since through it you can visualize each of the progress that each of the students had day after day to have a successful performance in the development of this skill, as well as those videos and audios recorded by each of the students, which shows the achievement and impact that the intervention project had on them. The consequences of my practice, I can say that the consequences of my practice have had a very positive impact since the students like it very much. This project allowed them to show their linguistic skills to all their classmates, as well as their creativity and commitment to carry out each of the activities proposed week after week. However, some of them felt frustrated since, as mentioned before, they hadn't had the opportunity to practice the skill, and when they had to produce certain sounds, it was complicated and they felt they couldn't. For this reason, I felt the need to intervene, giving them words of encouragement or making respectful observations regarding their pronunciation and sending them personalized audios so that they could practice more those words that were more complicated for them. Can my hypothesis of action or proposal formulated to promote improvement be enriched? How? What new aspects should be considered? Bueno, considero que sí puede ser enriquecida, ya que pues cada una de las etapas del proyecto respetó pues la propuesta inicial planteada, la cual consistía en usar materiales visuales y audiovisuales para desarrollar lo que es la habilidad de speaking en mis estudiantes. Asimismo, durante todo este proceso estuve utilizando dichos materiales, lo cual enriqueció algunos de los planteamientos mencionados ya por los autores, ya que logré captar la atención de mis alumnos a través de ellos y del mismo modo pues permitirles crear a través de estos recursos sus propios materiales en base a ellos. Y pues no obstante, me gustaría considerar nuevos aspectos que permitan a mis estudiantes desarrollar de mejor forma su habilidad de speaking, posiblemente a partir de la creación de mis propios materiales visuales y audiovisuales, de tal modo que ellos tengan un acercamiento mucho más real a lo que es el idioma. Asimismo, pues también me gustaría exigirles más a ellos en cuanto a su pronunciación, de tal modo que ellos den lo mejor de sí mismos y puedan ver que si yo soy capaz de producir dichos diálogos o palabras, ellos también. That's all. I hope this teaching intervention project can give you some ideas that you can implement in your classrooms. Thank you so much for your attention. See you.